Welcome to Trading 101. Today we're going to talk about how to develop mental toughness. Mental toughness will help you persevere when you're faced with adversity during your trading sessions. And it's also going to help you develop the ability to weather personal issues and push through them. And it's going to keep you strong in the face of any kind of adversity that you face. And when you develop mental toughness, you learn to focus on what's important and remain determined despite the situation or other people around you that are trying to derail your efforts. And this is important because life just doesn't go as planned, and trading plans can go amiss, and the market can turn against you suddenly. And you need to be able to weather these things without letting them destroy you mentally. And we also have to be able to learn from our mistakes, figure out what we could have done better to achieve a more desirable outcome, and keep our emotions in check while we accept that undesirable outcomes can occur and move past them. These things should be stepping stones to our success, and we should always try to use our mistakes to learn from them. But this requires us to have a great deal of mental toughness to be able to learn from our mistakes while not internalizing single failures to mean that we're failures as people. So in a previous video, I discussed how we can use Stoic and Buddhist thought to learn how to control our reactions to things that happen to us. And mental toughness is born out of being aware of your own emotions, what influences them, and figuring out ways to control those things so they don't change your emotional state. So this also means that you have to stop beliefs that limit your growth, that tell you can't succeed, or breed negativity and stop your progress. The negative thoughts themselves are going to pop into your head, and they're largely unavoidable. But you have to make a choice not to think about those things constantly or internalize them as facts. And that's really what's key, is to think of them as thoughts that you're having, but it doesn't mean that they're facts. It's like feelings. Feelings are things that often come from our reptile brain, or things that we are experiencing, but it doesn't make them true. It's not objective truth. So while we can't control what happens to us externally, we can always control how we react to it. And more than that, we can choose not to run away from conflict, instead facing it head on. In the market, this means that when it's a hard trading day, even if we need to step away from the market and not actively trade, so that we don't violate our rules, and we can still paper trade though. And we can still analyze the market, and we can still understand the data and seek to understand what's going on. We just don't have to give up completely and walk away just because we need a break. And just because you're having a hard day isn't a reason to quit, basically. So we don't need to close our trading account and quit just because we suffered a loss, or because we were wrong one day, or even because we made a mistake. These things are going to happen, and we have to take these things into account. We need to state what we could have done differently and make that information part of our trading plan. We need to account for our weaknesses, and we have to learn to persevere in the face of a hostile market. Otherwise, the market will once again eat us alive. So the more often you trade using your trading plan, you will be applying discipline in a way that reinforces critical thinking, rational thought, and engaging in problem solving. And these things will ultimately inform your intuition in the long run, so that you make better informed decisions that you can be confident about, instead of acting on your emotional desires of your reptile brain inside your head that wants you to behave like a creature from the Paleolithic. So once we've determined what our current limits are in terms of knowledge, skills, abilities, and understanding, then we want to set our sights on being better in ways that help us achieve our goals, so that our current limits are no longer a barrier to our long-term success. So another thing we can focus on is learning to analyze what we could have done better in the market that day to improve our trading outcome. And when you keep a journal of what was going on that day and how it influenced your decisions, you can begin to understand what triggers you in your personal life or in your trading to make decisions that are outside of your trading plan. And the faster you get a grip on your emotional state, the easier it is to stop spinning out of control, because you're going to start to see progress both in your journal and in your trading, and also in your emotional state. And really, this doesn't apply to just trading. This is for any kind of situation in your personal life too, where you catch yourself being triggered by something. And if you keep a journal and you start to write these things down, eventually you're going to hunt down all of the things that bother you. You'll find out the sources of them, and you will be the master of yourself instead of letting your emotions master you. So make sure that you're setting goals for your trading. Even extremely small goals are going to be motivating and reinforce everything that you've learned once you start to see regular progress. And ultimately, we just have to learn to live with a certain level of uncertainty and discomfort in order to grow. And this is both for trading, but also in our personal lives as well. And this is what helps us develop mental toughness too. And once we can accept that and still apply discipline, control our emotional states, and have awareness of why we're feeling certain ways, then we'll be on the path to developing confidence in our abilities. We'll find a kind of comfort in the discomfort, and we'll try to want to be better and not accept mediocrity from ourselves, because we will have more mental toughness and we know that we can weather any difficult situation that we come across.